لا محالة آتيه ما بين رايحة تمر.
I looked at religion, it doesn't convince me, so I feel that's the most. I don't necessarily think I'm not going to say like, oh, that's definitely the case, because I'm open to the possibility of there being a God.
Okay, that's good.
I'm just not convinced.
Agnostic, yes.
Sort of, yeah. But like, I think the most likely one is atheism.
Okay.
So that's why I would consider myself an atheist.
So, what proof would you accept for there being a creator?
What proof? Any concrete proof, really. It's like not necessarily.
What's your criteria for you to accept
something
that there's
more
a creator?
as like not just we see something, therefore that must be true. It's more like prefer it to be more like logical.
Logical, yes.
Yeah.
So reasoning, yes. We're saying reasoning,
basically.
sound reasoning would dictate that there is a creator, and I'll tell you why. When I look at your jacket, immediately I know that your jacket has been created, and the one that created your jacket has to have certain attributes, willpower and knowledge. Because there is universal knowledge that everyone agrees upon, that things cannot organize themselves. We haven't experienced jackets organizing themselves, right?
Right, but then.
Let me make my point, then you can come back, yeah? So we haven't experienced jackets organizing themselves, right? We haven't experienced this, right? We haven't seen jackets coming into existence from nothingness, right? Reasoning dictates that when I look at your jacket, I know immediately that the one that created it must have will, power, and knowledge. Would you agree that your jacket has been created?
My jacket, yes. But
Yes.
I don't think you can apply that to like us or the earth. Because like, the monkey thing? The monkey sitting in the typewriter and he would type up Shakespeare. That could happen
One
with
thing
us.
at a time, because we're focusing on one thing at a time. We don't want to move the topic, yes? So we know that this is reasoning, that this jacket, it cannot come from nothingness. It cannot organize itself, yes? Therefore, the jacket has been created, right?
Yeah.
So what we're saying is that atoms and molecules are limited. They cannot organize themselves.
Why not?
Because it takes, you are a highly complex set of atoms and molecules. Would you agree?
Yeah.
How can atoms and molecules self-create, organize themselves?
See, so I meant with the monkey thing. If you sit like a monkey down, typing on his keyboard for infinity, eventually you'll come up with Shakespeare. That's what I reckon happened with us.
But how can you prove that?
I can't prove it.
So we're saying that reasoning, when I look at the jacket, I don't say that of the 1,000 years someone was knitting and just kept knitting and gave a rise to your jacket. That goes against reasoning. I know that your jacket immediately, even if I take your jacket and I take it to a tribe in the rainforest, they would look at your jacket and they would deduce that this jacket has been created because it has specific features. It's complex, has zips, it has buttons, it has a certain a pattern to it. If they do not need to see the one that has made the jacket or the process it's been made in to know that it's been created. Now, if you look at the world around you, what's more complex, the human being or the jacket?
Human being.
Right, so we have to be, that reasoning has to continue. The atheists that we find is that they become inconsistent. That they would say, when it comes to the creator, they would say it's randomness, it's chance, it just came from nothingness. Atoms, it came without knowledge. We're saying impossible. You cannot come without knowledge. This is an impossibility. Same with that the jacket, it cannot come without knowledge. Even biomimicry. If you look at biomimicry, that we try to imitate the natural world. The bird imitates, the plane imitates the bird. Aerodynamic, it has wings, right? So we see design in nature. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree that we see design in nature. The point I disagree with.
Therefore, as a designer, right? Would you agree?
that's where I disagree, you see. Because you say, oh, the jacket's, like you see the jacket and you can see that you can deduce that it's been created. Yeah, and in this case you're right, someone did make this jacket. But who's to say, if you didn't leave like a million molecules over billions of years and you just left them to how they were, who's to say they wouldn't come up with a jacket? Why couldn't that happen?
It's because
The chances of that happening would be minuscule, but it could happen. That's the point.
If I said to you that there's a chance that I'm from Pluto, there's a chance, right? There's a chance in this. There's an infinitesimal chance that I'm from Pluto. Would you agree?
Fine.
But these are absurdities, and when you live your life, you do not go against reasoning. You don't go into it. Because when it comes to the creator, they go towards, that atheists I find, they go towards impossibilities. For example, they believe in, like the Greek god Kronos.
The war one? Is that?
Kronos is that in time, that they worship time. Give it enough time, something will happen. But in reality, you know that someone has created this cup. You know this. This is the reality. For you to negate that, you have to have a lot of proof that this cup hasn't been created, because the default position is that it's been created.
Right.
You have to bring me some proof that this cup, it came from nothingness.
Right. But would you agree with me that there's a chance that this cup came from like randomness? There's a chance. It might be minuscule, but there's a chance, correct?
So we will say that's irrational. We say that's irrational belief. It's a belief that it came
So
from.
do you
cannot prove it?
Right, you can't prove it, right? But there's a chance that came from nothing. Would you agree with me? No matter how how small it is, if it's 0.0000001%, would you agree that this cup could have come from nothingness? If you left a bunch of atoms rolling around for billions of years, it could have come from nothingness.
Okay, so what's the percentage?
I don't know the percentage. I just know it's not zero. That's all I know.
Okay, so it's say that it's 0.000001. So we will say if you're consistent, we say, look, you have to be consistent. That there's 99.99999.9% that there is that someone created it.
Right. So you would agree that there is a small chance, no matter how small, and there's a 99.999% chance that was created. Correct?
Yes.
Can you
see that you're being inconsistent in this conversation? Yeah.
Well, am I being inconsistent?
Because you will say that 0.00001%, okay, how infinitesimal it is, that it came from nothingness. But 99.999% is that it has been created. So why don't you go with that? Because it's more reasonable and it's more rational,
I agree
because now you're going to say that
it's more rational to assume it's been created.
Okay.
My point is, even that tiny little chance, you cannot for sure say there is a creator. You cannot say 100%. You cannot say certainly, because there is a tiny chance this came from nothingness. It may be tiny, maybe 0.001, but it's not zero.
Okay, so you want to go upon the infinitesimal?
I don't necessarily.
Okay.
I just.
I believe.
I'm not going to go with either.
Do you believe that this cup can come by chance?
I believe that cup can come from chance. The chances may be minuscule, but I believe it can. It can.
الحوادث لا محالة آتية ما بين رايحة تمر